Hi and welcome to this week's energy forecast. I'm Rachael Phillips, the creator of the BEYOU Oracle Cards and also of the Awaken Your Senses, the Sacred Oracle online program. This week's weekly energy forecast is for August the 23rd through to August the 29th, with the overall theme being reset and renewal. So let's go in and explore the beautiful messages being shared with us through the Oracle cards. Monday and Tuesday is the card of stop. Wednesday through to Friday is the card of change, and the weekend's message is uniqueness. Now, with the beginning of the week being around stop, we have just gone through a gorgeous full moon. Now, that was the full moon in Australia on Sunday, but for other people in different locations, theirs will be tonight. So the stop card is about understanding that our way our soul likes to be able to communicate with us is to be able to bring us to some form of stopping, for the benefit of being able to go within and start tuning into the energy, the messages that are coming through the energy. If you find that your energy is becoming depleted, then there is a beautiful message in there that is trying to be shared with you by getting you to slow down. It's in those quietness, in that stillness, that we start to hear, see, feel, know into that intuitive guidance that's just so wanting to connect with you as a way to be able to provide information, knowledge, wisdom, or maybe what's the next step, who's the next person to call in, who do you require to be to show up in that new version of yourself now you've surrendered and let things go. It's a matter of understanding that everything is recalibrating itself, and yet your soul is trying so intently to be able to connect with you. So when you find that Monday and Tuesday your energy may waver, remember there is beautiful messages in there to just stop, to breathe into the energy of what you're feeling, relax into how you're feeling, and allow yourself to just open up a line of communication between your soul. Could be questions like, what is it that you want me to know? What is the next step? How can I call in or attract the next thing that I'm working on? There are all these beautiful ways in which we can communicate so intimately with our soul, and yet we don't always give ourselves that opportunity. Sometimes we are afraid of what we will hear, and this is where our soul brings us to these moments to bring us to a screaming halt in our energy for us to be able to tune in and receive the messages that you have so wanted. So that is Monday and Tuesday. So it's important to understand that even though your energy may be low, it doesn't always necessarily mean that your mindset has to match that low frequency. So you don't need to drop down your mindset. You could just simply accept and honor the fact that, yeah, my energy may be low, so I'm going to have to be able to modify how I approach doing things, meaning it could take you a little bit longer to get things done because you are feeling more not as exuberant or full of energy, and to be mindful of that and be respectful and be patient and kind with yourself while your energy is recalibrating. Because why it's doing that is it brings us through to the message for Wednesday through to Friday. It's the card of change. It's about understanding that there is so much change going on within you. Your cells are now transitioning for a renewal factor. And in that, we start to receive even more greater transformation within our own self because we're shedding away the old. So it always sort of reminds me about like when, as women, we exfoliate our skin to remove the dead layers of skin so that beautiful, new, vibrant skin cells can come to the surface that's renewed and vibrant, and therefore we have more of a vitality on our face. So that's the reason why we exfoliate, right? Well, this is the same concept. You've had the full moon, which is your exfoliation, and now you're going through this period of time where that renewal of those beautiful cells are coming up to the surface, and in that creates this beautiful transformation that begins from the within and starts to show externally within the next few days. So it's really important to, again, this week, not only is it reset and renewal, but it's also really important to be mindful of understanding and accepting what you're going through and trying not to force things to happen. Understanding that renewal takes time, and that in that resetting process is the moment to be kind. That's why last week it was the message was about being able to develop a much more beautiful relationship with yourself. And now this is the most poignant time to be able to apply what you learned last week. So understand that with renewal and with regeneration, all of that is about the information that we put into that cell. So if you are supporting yourself with loving and nurturing types of dialogue that you're having with yourself, if you're having the patience to be able to look at yourself and go, you are a gorgeous divine soul and I respect and I adore you, you're going to create this beautiful incubator from which those cells start to feel love. It starts to feel nurturing. It starts to feel support. And so therefore those renewed cells are being rewired with this beautiful energy of love that is being poured into it. So this is why I always, it's what I love. I mean, there's multiple reasons why I love working with Oracle cards, but I love how when we start working with them, we start to see that everything prepares us. What we do last week prepares us for this week. What happens this week prepares us for the next week. So this is why I like to learn to develop those levels of trust, because everything is helping you and supporting you, providing you with every bit of energy and information to help you in your quest along your personal and soulful journey. So then we come through to the weekend's message, which is the uniqueness. So we've stopped at the start of the week, Monday through till Tuesday, and we stop and we just breathe and relax and listen into that intuitive guidance that's coming through for you. Then with the midweek's message of change is understanding that we're going through so much internal change that will soon start to appear externally. So we may start to feel a little bit differently. We start to get new information start coming into our consciousness. We may start getting those aha moments or intuitive guidance that's leading you to this. And then it comes forward when we get the weekend's message around uniqueness, understanding that you are this only person in this world. That is you. Show up being you, regardless what dream or what goal you're chasing or wanting to attract or step into. Bring that exuberance of you. And as you've shed away all of those old stories that shifted and moved you away from who you are originally, because now you're healing those wounds, you're starting to develop more of a deeper understanding on what it feels like and what it knows like to be you. With all of that experience from the past, you're now being able to apply it and being able to know more intimately who you are as a person, where your strengths are, where your weaknesses are, and developing more courage and confidence to be able to apply more energy into them, all being able to understand that they're under this gorgeous umbrella of you being awakened to know who you are, and for you to be able to show up and shine and stop comparing yourself to others and stepping into your power where you can celebrate all that you are, because you are put here for a reason. It's for the essence of you to learn to be you in its most beautiful form, understanding that you're going to go through ebbs and flows, and what you think of who you think you know you are right now can modify and change in the next couple of months, because you shed away so much, or you decide to reconnect with that power and potential of what you're capable of and step into that strength that you always knew. And so therefore you go in new directions. We are designed to be malleable, to shift into different versions of ourselves, to outgrow areas of ourselves and step into new versions of ourselves confidently. Well, it takes time to get confident. Let's get honest here. When we're starting and we're doing new things, it always feels a little bit clunky, but then a few months or a few weeks down the track, we start to feel a lot more comfortable in those new choices and changes that we've implemented. And that's where you're right at this very powerful time, is that you're in the reset phase. It's all about renewal. What is the direction you want to go in? What are some of the things that you want to start doing? What are the things that you may need to stop doing? Remember, uncertainty and the unknown doesn't always need to be scary. It can be exciting, because you get to co-create your destiny. You get to co-create the version of self that you want to grow into. You start working with your cosmic team to develop a more intimate relationship where you can ask any of those questions of, if I want to go here, what are some of the steps that I need to be able to do? Who are the people that I need to call in? What version of myself do I need to step into? What is those parts within myself that I have forgotten that I need to remember? This is a beautiful moment of self-discovery. It doesn't need to be scary. It can be whatever it is that you want it to be. It's always in that perception phase. And this week is encouraging you to shift your perception around the unknown and uncertainty, learning to develop more confidence and developing more trust with your cosmic team, knowing that you will be fully supported in every single way, shape or form. Now it's time for that human part to get out of the way and allow you to become more reconnected to that soulful version of self that knows your mission, knows your blueprint, that knows the direction that you're supposed to go in and is sharing that with you. So listen in or tune into that intuitive information that can sometimes come through in a questioning format. It's like, well, if I stop doing this, who would I be? How different would my life be? Do those align with the direction that I go in? Does that new version of self that I'm envisioning, how does that feel? How is that landing with me? And give yourself that permission to just be curious. Change doesn't need to be scary. It can be curious. It can be fun with, of course, that little bit of element of scariness. But it's where we put our focus. And this week is all bringing us to reset and renew. So you get to decide the trajectory of the direction that you're going in. Remember how powerful you are, gorgeous. I wish you an incredibly amazing week. Much love to you all. Take care and feel free to leave me a comment and let me know how this resonates with you. Take care.